Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however and whenever you're practicing. Welcome. So, a little juicy Dharma talk today. Right before class, I happened to glance a video of a young woman who has a degree in communications and walking around with her resume and is feeling defeated and going into stores to hand out. And she has a communications degree and doesn't understand. She's basically in shock of how difficult the job market is. Now, I say that because there are 20,000 views on this platform that she's using, and not to take away from what she's feeling, because we've all been there, some of us are still there. The beauty of feeling that you are not alone in a world of technology that can comfort you, empathize with you, sympathize with you, even reach out and say, you know what, I have something for you. That is at our fingertips in this day and age. It's not like when I grew up where it was like, well, crickets, or you got to wait for the landline, or someone may not even take your piece of paper. So we have choices. And our choices are deeply related to our belief system. Our belief systems can change. Our belief systems about what our situation is, what our religion is, what our socio-political, economic, whatever it is, how we're conditioned from birth. I am sure many of us who were raised with our guardians, our parents, insert whomever, may not share all of the same ideologies in which we were born. We are raised, and then there's something called free will. You know what, Mom? I'm gonna take that. You know what, Auntie? You know what, so-and-so? We can pick and choose, much like our clothing. I'm gonna wear this t-shirt today, I'm gonna wear that tomorrow, these leggings, this hat, at our will. Yet we're not exercising that free will when it comes to our relationships. And our relationships start to deviate from what we're conditioned in the root chakra. They deviate into our autonomy in the sacral chakra. Our sense of self begins there. We go from walking or crawling on all fours and being requiring someone else to pick us up and put us this place, to, oh, I have two legs, I'm mobile now, do you see me walking? Okay, I can do things on my own. It is in that place, our likes and dislikes, what brings us pleasure, where our choices of expression, of creativity, of fluidity, water governs our sacral chakra. That is the seat of where we study ourselves. Why am I not making the choice that will bring me joy, that will bring me happiness? When we continue to be in a pattern, a cauldron, a bubbling, leaky cauldron of guilt, shame, and blame in the lower chakras, that is a loop, a self-aggrandizing loop that we're telling ourselves. Then we believe ourselves. I never have enough money. Oh, I want to do this because of such and such. When literally our belief structures are embedded in the choices. Well, I could have liquid, but I choose to invest it in this or that or whatever it is. Now, I'll give you another example because you might be in strong disagreement with what I'm saying, and that's totally fine. This is meant for you to take what you need, let it plant a seed, let it sprout. Because when we push away, that's called aversion, things that are meant for us to grow, which also means sometimes saying goodbye to toxic relationships that keep us in this loop, keep us in this pattern. I'll say that again. Sometimes the fear of letting go of what is not serving us keeps us in this loop, and that is an attachment. And our belief system that we are not powerful enough to let go of what doesn't serve is scary. It's human, it's normal, and it's natural. I want to validate that. If I have 1,000 pennies, some of us back in the day used to just keep change around, have a little penny jar, change jar, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Don't have money, don't have money, don't have money, but I have my penny jar. And there's somebody else I know, I used to be like this. I don't want any change. Can I give you 5 cents so that way I can get a dollar bill instead? Okay, if I have a dollar bill, if I give you like a dollar, can you give me back a 5? Okay, if I put the 20 with this, can I get a 50 back? Right? Keep because, to know that I have the higher numerical makes me feel like I have more money, even though I have 1,000 pennies. 1,000 pennies, though, I'm not paying attention. I'm only putting value to the crisp dollar bill that is in front of me. I'm believing that this one note has more value than all of these fragmentations. Where are we distributing our pieces of energy and not unifying so that way it becomes that dollar bill? that $100 bill, that $1,000 bill. And again, let that land for however it's meant to for you. This is not about judgment. This is simply about allowing these deep seeds to do what it's meant to do. And our belief system is very much stuck in the unconscious. It's stuck and embedded in the back of the legs, the back body, and the lower chakras. When we think about manifestation, hear the words. When we think, we're intellectualizing it. I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to 369, and I talked about that on Friday. Write it down 3 times, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night. I'm well on my way thinking about it. I'm not feeling that I already have it. Difference. If I'm feeling pleasure, spending such and such, I'm investing this in me. Oh, I can even taste it. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have my own such and such. That's a feeling that I'm already creating. I'm already living it. That is the beauty of the sacral chakra. That is the beauty of the ebb and flow. Stagnant water, you don't go in. We've heard this. And if you don't know this, never go into any water that is still. A still lake? No. Still sea or river? Absolutely not. There is no movement. There is a current that is detrimental, and bacteria can grow in stagnant water. When things have life and movement and momentum, there's fruition. So if you're stagnant, that means that you are stuck in your belief system of like, this $100 bill represents my economic means, rather than I have it. It might just be in 1,000 pennies. So where am I redistributing? Where does my stagnancy need to become fluid? Where can I take autonomy over myself? So today's practice, we're going to stir that cauldron a little bit, get into the hips, get into the low back. And before we do that, we're going to take a round of nadi shodhana. So let's come to a comfortable seat. Make sure you have your strap handy, your blocks, your props, all that good stuff. And finding a comfortable place to sit. The eyes close, let the tongue drop to the bottom half of the mouth. We'll start with a body scan. Just notice how you're even sitting, how you're holding your body. Notice your eyes, your jaw. Notice your tongue, your shoulders. Notice your heart, your chest. Notice if you're sitting a little bit more forward or if you're sitting a little bit more back, rounding the shoulders. Notice the pelvis. Is it tilted forward or tilted back? Is the water spilling one way or spilling the other way? Notice the thighs and thigh bones, the ankles, tops of the feet and the soles of the feet. We'll bring the left hand, index finger, and thumb to touch, resting lightly on top of the left knee. Right hand, index and middle, move down. And feel for the top of the nose bridge where cartilage and bone meet, Vishnu Mudra. Without closing and blocking, keep or pressing down on the cartilage. See if you can start to discern and feel which side of your nostrils is more open. We'll close and block the more dominant nostril. If you don't know which one is more dominant, just close and block the left. And inhale through the right. Close and block the right. Little retention. Exhale out through the left. Inhale through the left. Close and block. Exhale through the right. Inhale. Kumbhaka, which means to retain. Exhale. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Continue this one more time using a ratio 1, 1, 1. 1 count to inhale, 1 to retain, 1 to exhale. If you're adept or have been practicing with me for quite a while, stretch the ratio 1, 4, 2. The next time you exhale through the nostril that you first inhaled. So if you started inhaling on the right, you're going to finish exhaling on the right. Let that right hand, no rush at all, index finger and thumb to touch, fall to the top of the right knee. And simply observe now any subtle changes that you might feel within yourself. And notice the subtle state of sattva. We balance the brain, we balance the chemical reactions, we balance the hormones being excreted. Just simply feel this in your nervous system, in your physical body. And let yourself now start to program what it feels like to feel at ease. And then stretch the arms around and up. Inhale. Press the palms down the midline of your body and pause at your heart. Take that 2 more times, and I want you to extend the energy through your fingers, through your fingertips. You don't have to look like me. Hopefully the eyes are closed, but I want you to feel your way into this centering state of movement. And then pause at the heart center. What's something that needs to be chipped away, released, flushed? What's something that is holding you back from finding that freedom of fluidity within you? And can you offer that up? Can you ask yourself, small self, to metabolize and alchemize what you're working with, what you're flowing through, not pushing it away, not running away from it, but moving with it? Just as an apple is no longer an apple, we digest it, we metabolize, we embody the nutrients, and then we discard. Apanavayu, we release the remnants of what no longer serves. Can you work with to metabolize? And bring that into your practice today. Offer it up. Stay intimate. You might even be called to chant with me the sound of Om. Put it in a bubble of Om, primordial oneness. Let's take a deep breath together. Draw your chin towards your chest. Stay intimate. Keep a soft gaze as you take in the room. And we'll come up onto hands and knees. 5 cat-cows at your pace. Inhale, broaden across the chest and collarbone. Exhale, top of the toes into the mat. And breathing in, opening up to light, radiance, magnetism, feeling your crown. Open up, 1,000-petal lotus. Exhale, feel that light, like a laser beam of energy moving down the spine to your sacrum. And breathing in, sa, sound of pure intelligence. Breathing out, hum, distribution of that intelligence potential to every cell of the body. And if it feels good for you, you might even open up your mouth and sigh the breath out. Our belief systems get deeply embedded, not just in our conscious being, but more so in the physical body, and can disrupt our bodies by taking the shape of pain, of ailments, of disease, tightness, friction. Let's come to neutral spine, and we'll take the right arm up. Nice big breath here. Inhale, stretch the fingertips up. Exhale, thread the needle. Right arm underneath, left armpit, right ear to the mat. Backstroke your left hand to your sacrum and roll that left shoulder on top of the right. And never going past our edge, but breathing into where is opening up, where feels like it needs more spaciousness. Stay here today and then walk that left hand in front of you. You might prop up on the fingertips. If it's too much for the shoulder, come back to a state that you can maintain. Walk that left hand underneath your left shoulder. Right arm's going to reach up. Circumduction here. Circle the arm around and back. Right hand down. Left arm's going to reach up. Inhale. Nice big breath here. Exhale. Left arm through the right armpit. Left ear to the mat. Backstroke the right hand to your sacrum and roll that right shoulder on top of the left. Notice the quality of your breath here. Is it labored? Are you rushing? Notice if this feels good for your shoulder, and maybe explore the option, just an option, to walk the fingertips forward. We have choices. The more we practice exercising the choice that empowers, not disempowers, but empowers radically, authentically, unadulteratedly, the more we can live our life from a place of co-creating for our highest good. Right hand underneath the right side shoulder, left arm sweeps up. Circumduction here. Circle the arm around and down. And let's walk the hands a little bit in front of the shoulders, tuck toes, down dog. And today we're going to cross that right foot over to the left side baby toe. So a little crossing at the ankles. Notice how that might feel on the right side calf. Keep anchoring the right big toe down. Right leg underneath the right hip. And this time we'll switch the crossing. Left foot to the outside. Still staying in your down dog here. Try to anchor in that left big toe mound. Left foot comes down. Pedaling the heels out. Maybe even shaking the head side to side. Stretch the right leg straight up. Three-legged dog. Nice big breath here. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. And today we're going to go straight into pyramid pose. So lengthen the front leg. Hop your left leg up a little bit left off of center and anchor into the back heel. Grow the spine long here. Keep the blocks underneath your shoulders. And then exhale as you pour forward. Pause where you can maintain and you start to feel that sensation in the back body, back of the legs opening up. You might nod the head yes. 3 different heights for the blocks. As you can see, if you're peeking up, my elbows are bending and it's distorting my shoulder. So I always give you that example because we're created with different anatomical values for our bodies. And the value isn't better or worse. I just have longer arms. I have scoliosis. So some of us may have a shorter limb extension and may need to bring the floor a little bit closer. Please use the discernment that feels good for your body and where you can maintain 2 things. The back heel anchoring down, all 10 toes facing forward, and where you feel sensation in the back of the legs, maybe even in the low back, but you're not pushing past your edge. And that you're able to breathe fully, full complete breaths here. When we contract our bodies and when we cannot maintain or extend the breath, it means that we are contracting ourselves, right? And we're staying stagnant. We're not allowing for that free flow of air, of oxygen, of mobility, fluidity to navigate and release what no longer serves. We're going to bring the hands back to the block today. Little bend in that front knee, in the back knee, excuse me. Flex your front leg. So I'll take that away so that way you can see. Peel the toes back. Fred Flintstone your foot here as if you are pressing on a gas pedal. And then shift the weight slightly forward. So a little forward and back movement here. And maybe start to undulate the spine. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, bend that back knee. Bow forward. A little bit of a different practice today. Live classes, I can't tell you how empowering they are, because whenever we are live, we bring into the practice what we're working with, what needs to be resolved. One more time. Step the left leg forward. Take a nice big breath here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Pour it forward, generous bend here. Hold on to the elbows. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Belly, chest, rib cage on top of the thighs. My knees are generously bent because it is the morning. We often think that we need to straighten the legs or push to a certain place. We have this ideology of what we think we need to look like. And I do want to state this for any of you that might still have a tendency or might be releasing and navigating. Switch the crossing of the arms. What you think you need to look like or who you need to be. Anytime you happen to see anything on Instagram, whether it's a photo, a video, whatever, chances are whomever is taking the photo, let me preface it this way, most people have already practiced before they're putting themselves into those situations. If they are not, they are running the risk of injury either later that day, later in time, or later years. All right, so nobody wakes up and is going into a full split right away or full whatever it is, right? Our bodies need time. Release the arms and take your time as you walk yourself up. Samastiti, palms face forward. Gather the intelligence here. And just shift the weight over to the left leg, lift that right leg up. Just be where it is today, right leg next to left. Shift the weight to the right leg, left leg comes off of the earth. It's not about holding the balance. Do that one more time. This time maybe the arms circle up. Left leg comes up, arms circle down. Left leg next to right. Nice big breath. Gather the inhale. Exhale, pour it forward. Inhale to lengthen. Step back into plank. Make the choice that is going to serve you. Hold your plank today and draw the forearms down to the earth. Few options. You could draw the knees down to the earth. So it's not about the belly or the pelvis dipping forward, right? We're going to hold our plank today for 5 rounds of breath. Second option is to lift the knees off of the earth. Press the forearms down and empower the shoulders here. Can you lengthen the spine? Can you feel the traction in the back of the legs, heels? Release the knees down. Press back to child's pose. Heavy child's pose here. Big toes touch belly in between the thighs. And walk the hands over to the right side. Again, very different practice today. What are you moving through? What are you surrendering? What are you releasing? And walk the hands over to the left. We are in Kapha season. Walk the hands forward. And the seasons also contribute to our moods, our belief systems. And all of the elements are within us. And if we're feeling stagnant and we happen to be in the northern hemisphere of the world, we're experiencing winter right now. Some days are colder than others. Some days it's snowy. Some days it's a little bit damp. And it's rainy and foggy. And all of these factors contribute to our moods and the internal elements within our nervous system. So knowing that, take a smooth breath to inhale, come through all fours, and on your exhalation, back of the legs lift up, down dog. And take that left leg straight up, all 5 toes pressing down. Stretch the breath here. Exhale, left foot in between the hands, help it up. Hands to blocks, lengthen your front leg. Back leg hops up a little bit, a third of the way over to the right side so you can anchor in the back heel. All 10 toes, same direction, grow the spine. Exhale, pyramid pose, pour forward. Make the adjustments with the blocks that you need. And just something to remember, I happen to have many props. And that's because I use many props in my personal practice, right? So if, for instance, you feel like you need 2 sets of blocks, I'll show you an example of that, right? If you feel like you need 2 sets of blocks and to bring the blocks to this height, you can absolutely do that. It is worth it. I do have links to all of those props if you need advice or recommendations. That is on my website. And the props act as extensions of our physical body, so that way we're creating ease and flow. Hands to blocks. Shift the weight forward. Inhale. Exhale. Bend that back knee. Flex the front toes. Fred Flintstone the foot. Inhale. Lengthen forward. Exhale. Bend the back knee. Take this 3 more times on your own and literally feel as if you are flowing with the ocean of intelligence inside of you. Fear is like a black hole. It can suck us into a place of creating narratives that don't even exist, and then they become our reality because we've materialized it. We've thought about it so much that it has nothing to do but show up in our lives. Step the right foot forward, inhale, grow the spine. Exhale, generous bend over the thighs. We're going to pause here one more time to release the low back. I'm going to give you an option this time. If it feels comfortable for you, you can step onto the blocks and pour yourself forward. This gives you a little bit more height. If you, and again, being careful here, you can always stack double sets of blocks, which is something I enjoy doing. And I'll show you what that looks like. Again, keeping the belly on top of the thighs so you can see this generous bend. And when we let ourselves surrender, forward folds serve several purposes, right? They release the amount of vata that is in the body. It's called vata reducing. Vata has to do with our thinking, right? Our cerebral thoughts, the intellect of metabolizing our fears, our feelings. I don't have this. This is my reality. I'm seeing this way, perspectives. And they can consume us. All diseases begin in the mind. Cancer begins in the mind. Anxiety in the mind, sadness in the mind. We have every chemical in the body to create an inner pharmacy. We have enough energy to light up an entire city, such as Hong Kong or New York. How we choose to use the energy within us is a navigating game. Option, you can interlace your fingers or use your strap and continue to roll the shoulder blades in. My friends, this is considered an inversion, right? So we'd always think of inversions as the feet, or some of us think of inversions, I shouldn't say always. Some of us at some times might think of inversions as the feet coming off of the ground. Anytime the head is below the heart, it is considered an inversion. If the palms are clasped, switch the crossing of the hands by moving one finger over. Inversions, or lowering the head below the heart, serve a very big function. One, it shifts the downward energy up and the upward energy down. If we're too much in our kapha or thinking that we are stuck, stagnant, heavy, rooted, it brings vata to those areas. Likewise, if we're too much in our head, overthinking, overcreative, can't get the ideas down, cannot put things into action, it brings balance and it brings structure. Release the hands. And then slowly, if you are on blocks, take your time as you navigate off. And walk yourself to samastiti. No rush here, again, considering that this is an inversion. Let the head, let the heart, let the body come back to a place of balance, sattva. Might feel lightheaded here, right? So again, discern, take the time for you. Float the arms around and up or forward and up. Palms down the midline of the body. This time, shift the weight to the right leg, left leg comes up. Left leg down, we're not holding it. Around and up, right leg comes off. Right leg down. Sweep the arms around and up. Palms pressed down, left leg up. Inhale. And this helps us to get unstuck. Exhale. Palms down. Sweep the arms around and up. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale. Lengthen spine. Exhale, find your way to plank. We hold the plank. Options for the knees, for the forearms, or for the hands. 5 rounds of breath. Feel that lift of the pelvic floor. And when we're working with something like a plank pose or something that might be challenging for us, we're working with the breath here. So again, 5 full rounds of breath. Choose where you can maintain and feel balanced in your breath because you're balancing the pitta energy, the fire element, so you're not burning yourself out where you can't breathe or you're shaking or you're moving around because you have to keep adjusting or going to the hardest and then having to navigate. But you're stoking the fire so you can take the right action that you need. Lower the knees, heavy child's pose. Wide legs, big toes touch. And this time we're going to bring the shoulders by the ears, or palms face up, the hands by the hips, rather. Heavy balasana. And then can you separate the shoulder blades here? Feel the spaciousness between the shoulder blades. And what's in the back gate of your heart? And if I didn't say it, 5 full rounds of breath, so you're hearing my ujjayi breath. Slowly walk yourself up. Take your time here. We'll bring the legs around. For these next few postures, again, very specific today based on what we're working with. Live classes are where the juice is at. You can sit on a blanket for this. And if you have multiple blocks or props, I highly, highly recommend. If you only have one set of blocks or large books, totally fine. Pull out the large books, lots of them. Want to make sure that they are stacked. If you have multiple blocks, definitely use them. A little bit of Janu Shirshasana, but instead of opening today, we're going to take a classical Ashtanga-based Janu Shir. So bringing the right big toe almost as if you are Fred Flintstoning your foot, right? So really peeling the toes back, but you're pressing on that gas pedal. We're going to lift the arms high. Nice big breath here. Left foot is pushing against that right inner thigh, almost as if I'm in tree pose. Now take a moment because I'm noticing for myself with my hip, this blanket is going to make this hip feel much better. I've had some low back issues, mid back issues for the past week. And then from here, hinge forward. And when you get that feedback, still maintaining a straight spine, you're going to place the blocks at the appropriate heights. And guess what? This is where those extra blocks come in. You might even place 2 blocks, a 3rd block, whatever height to support that forehead. The unconscious resides in the back body. Specifically the back of the legs. And when we're working with releasing, when we're working with stagnancy, when we're working with deeply rooted belief systems, conditioning patterns, even abuse, right? What we take in, what someone continues to tell us, the environment that we're in, we're absorbing it. Even if our intellect is fighting to push away, and we know that whatever it is that we are listening to or being told to us is an untruth. Our skin is porous. Our bodies are not solid, right? So they do have a way of infiltrating. And when we're working and respecting the elements and taking care of our hips, our back, for instance, and using whatever props that we need, what we're saying to ourselves and to our physical bodies is, I love you enough to not put you in any harm, but we are slowly releasing with care what doesn't feel good anymore. And I want to give you the image as you continue to fold forward. I want to give you the image of a little baby crying in a wet diaper. They don't have the words to communicate, this doesn't feel good, it feels gross on my body, or I'm cold, or I need to be washed, or I'm uncomfortable. So they cry. And that discomfort that they're feeling in a wet nappy or diaper can be traumatizing for them. They're at the mercy of someone else who may or may not be aware of what's happening. If you can have compassion for a little baby, and oftentimes if you've been in the presence of a little baby, they're there, it's okay, I've got you, we're going to get you all cleaned up. If you can have that compassion for a being that is not yet conditioned to speak in the language to communicate that we would understand, can you still give that compassion to yourself? These shapes that we make, they don't have any numerical value, they're not good or bad, but what they do is foster and elicit the wisdom that is embedded of what needs to break through, what needs to be released. Slowly start to roll up. And take a moment here. We're going to draw the left foot down. Heel toe your left heel slightly out of your buttock. Right foot is right foot. Right hand is going to go over to the side. Left arm's going to reach long by the ear. Reach forward, and then take this arm out, almost as if you're in Malasana, squat pose. Two things before we start to go on. Notice if that left inner thigh is falling out. Can you squeeze it against that left shoulder? Now grow the spine long and open up to the right side. Take a little twist. Right big toe, Fred Flintstoning. So you're working the midline of the body. That's the earth line, but you're taking a twist to the right side. Now, you might be able to clasp your hands behind you. You can do this with or without a strap. Clasping is not of importance here. The revolving of the rib cage is. And then where can I stay and breathe easefully? Check in. Big toe mounds, right big toe mound pressing forward, left big toe mound pressing down to the ground, inner thighs rolling in towards each other, spine is moving forward, rib cage wrapping around. Release the arms or release the twist and move over to the opposite side. Hug that left knee in. Grow the spine long. Beautiful thing about the practice is we always have a second side. I'm going to shift sides so you can continue to see an open variation. But you stay where you are. Right foot now is going to come into the left. Left foot, big toe mound pressing forward. And again, if you notice that you have a little bit of a lift here, you might take a block or a blanket. Couch pillows also work really well. And then same thing here, we're going to set ourselves up. Grow the spine long, lift out of the seat, lift out of your hip bones. Lengthen forward, and when you get that feedback, your hands are going to go down to the earth. Now, one side of my body, I always remind people of this, is a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit more open because of my scoliosis. If you have any anatomical differences within your body, same thing here. I want you to work with what you have. This might be your more favorable side, it might be your more challenging side. Work with what you have, and hear this. Try not to make one side have to be like the other side. I did this on this side, so it has to be this way on that side. Only 10% of human beings are actually symmetrical. It used to be 5%, but because of the world's population, those figures have now, of course, shifted. But most people are not symmetrical. And it doesn't mean that you have to have something major like scoliosis or whatever indifference you might be, whatever limitation you might be working with. Even something as slight as having a half a centimeter of one hip difference, it does make a difference in our bodies, right? But what we tell ourselves are, again, coming back to the deep-seated soil, the fertilizer. What is in that root, that conditioned root that needs to be shifted? If we tell ourselves one side has to be just like the other, if we tell ourselves the old paradigm of, well, what's your fallback plan? What is your plan B? Then you're not fertilizing the nutrients that are needed for your highest growth. Let that land however it needs to. Take one more smooth breath here to inhale. Exhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. Right leg now. Sole of the foot on the ground. Heel toe the heel so it's outside of your buttock. Let me make sure that you can see that. So we don't want the buttock off of the ground. We want to anchor into the sit bone. Heel is outside. Reach the arms long, reach forward, and then that right arm's going to go to the outside. I'm hugging and clasping my inner thigh towards my shoulder. Lengthen up the spine here. Left big toe mound, Fred Flintstoning. Roll the rib cage. And then if it feels good, you might do this with a strap. You might clasp the hands. We want to keep working towards having the sits bones on the ground, but the spine moving forward and the left ribs rolling around the right. And then notice if the breath is labored. Can you come back to a place where 5 full rounds of breath can satiate your body? And the reason we want to have full breaths is because breath has oxygen. Oxygen is what the cells need for vitality. Also keeps you looking younger. So the deeper the breath, the longer the inhalation, the longer the exhalation, the more oxygen you take in, the more toxins you release through the exhalation. Release the hands. Slowly let your spine unwind. You're going to hug that right knee in with the left. Grow the spine long, little rotation here. And then let's come back to center. Extend that left leg, extend that right leg. We'll find Dandasana staff pose. Stay here for a moment and then find your strap. Reach the arms up. We're going to do this in a seated posture today. Reach the arms behind you. Plant the sits bones down. Big toes are touching. Big toes are pressing forward. Open up the shoulders, open up the arms. Use your hands as wide as you can. Might shake the head side to side. This helps to release the shoulders, the front of the chest. We're not going to floss the shoulders fully today. You can do that practicing after class if you'd like. We're just opening up the pectorals, so that way the back body now has spaciousness and the arms have spaciousness. Strap out to the side, and you'll see why now. We're going to take our bolster, opening up the heart center. Feet, I always like to do this because it's a little safety precaution. And if this doesn't feel like it's calling for you today, you can always skip it. So we're going to lift the heart forward. I like to press my hands down. Little bit of a heart opener here. Sits bones are pressing down, feet are pressing down. And then from here, we're going to work our way back to where the chest, so the bottom of the bolster, is right underneath where my, oh, I just had a crack that felt really good. Right where the shoulder blades are. Now, if the head can't touch the earth or if it's dropping down to the spine, peek up for a moment. We're going to place a block. Second highest height works for me. On a place where the ribs are opening up, the arms feel supported, and the legs, the feet, the focus on the feet now, are going to be as wide as your mat and the knees rolling in towards each other. So this is a supported heart opener. Feel free to close the eyes. We'll stay here for at least 5 breaths. And this has the same effects as if we were taking cobra, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. But we're allowing the root of the spine, the sit bones, the tailbone, the soles of the feet that have bandhas. Bandhas are locks. Pada is foot. So the pada bandha, the soles of the foot, are pushing down to the earth and absorbing the nourishment, the fertilizer. And then the back gate of the heart is supported. We're pushing forward whatever stagnancy needs to come out and opening up what your deepest driving desire is. The last thing you think about at night and the first thing you think about in the morning that you love, that brings you joy, that's what you're meant to be doing. Now, I usually say, don't should on yourself, right? Don't SH on yourself. But in this instance, let me see if I can change the word should. I'd like for you to feel spaciousness and ease in this shape or posture. If there is any pushback, if there's any feedback that it does not feel delicious and yummy, it means that you've gone too far or that you're pushing past a place where your physical body is not being supported. So always making the adjustments. Remember, you don't have to look like me. I'm just a guide and I'm working with many different anatomical issues, but I give you options like a buffet for you to select what serves you. Slowly heel toe your feet together. Draw your navel into your spine. So a little bit of fire here. You're going to lift the head, block comes out. Hold on to the top of the knees. Press the feet into the earth so they're not coming off, and then take your time as you roll yourself up. Slide the block out. Bolster out, excuse me. Underneath your thighs. Blanket opens up. Cover yourself up. And then lift the crown and resettle the crown into the earth. Lift the shoulders and resettle. Lift the hips. And let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Let your eyes roll back into their sockets. Let your nervous system reset. And let your body now receive and neutralize, coming back to a place of homeostasis. Keeping the eyes closed, visualize thunder and lightning in the top of your crown. And visualize the top of your crown like the atmosphere. We can't see where it's coming from, but we see the effects of a thunderbolt, of lightning. We hear the sound of thunder. And see in your mind's eye the ongoings, the lightning and the thunder. And it's coming from beyond your brain, beyond the crown, beyond Sahasrara. Feel and see in your mind's eye that lightning bolt, or bolts, those bolts of energy, electrical impulses. Feel it lighting up your spine. It even makes a sound, right? Feel and let yourself receive these electrical impulses. Feel the sacrum lighting up, charging, transforming the bones. The very structure that holds our tissues, our ligaments, our skin, our organs in place. Feel your bones charged. Feel the marrow inside of the bones charged. Can't see what the source of this lightning bolt is, but you know that you can feel it. We don't know where it's coming from, it just appears and we see it. Feel it lighting up the bones. Down into the feet. See in your mind's eye your skeleton, your internal workings, your framework, your foundation being charged with this thunder and lightning. And just like we get a static shock, I want you to feel from the inside out that ripple effect. There's a warming and a buzzing when we get a static shock. Feel now the cellular body, the tissues, the ligaments, the muscles. Let a visualization come into your mind's eye. Feel now all of your cells being charged with this static shock. And receive it. And feel it now moving from the inside, where it's underneath the skin. I want you to feel your entire body now as goosebumps, because that's what goosebumps are. The hairs stand up on the skin. It's because the electricity inside of us is making it stand up. We often think it's the outside that's making it happen. Our inside is reacting to the outside. Feel the inside allowing your skin, your hair, your goosebumps to arise. And feel yourself now attracting. to your skin, to your touch. Anything that you want. Lift your palms and lightly rub your thumbs over each fingertip. Feel the tangible. And then slowly stretch the arms up overhead. Let the breath breathe you. And exhale to bring the knees into the chest. Roll over to the right side and slowly make your way up to any comfortable seat, letting your head arrive last. Let your palms come to the heart center. And feel this magnetism inside of you. Bow down to the heart, which from a scientific place I'll share with you and remind you. The heart has its own electrical impulses separate from the brain. It is the reason why we can be brain dead, hooked up to a life support machine, and as long as the heart is beating, we have life. So we bow down to the wisdom of the heart that has its own electromagnetic field of intelligence. Look there and let that pulse inspire you to the life in which you wish to create. Hari Om, Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Surya Mudra. Charge yourself with the energy of the sun and ground it. Right hand makes a fist, cover it with the left, lean forward, and feel a subtle lift of your pelvic floor. And feel yourself inspired with the energy of the sun to make the right choices for you. Come straight back up.